Welcome to US Briefing. The content of the briefing includes: scientists infect volunteers with Zika and hunt for vaccines, treatments. Updated, Week 7 Fantasy Football Defense, DST, rankings and streamers. About 100,000 turn out in London for pro-Palestine rally. UN finds further evidence of Russian war crimes in country. Italy audit court didn't block KKR Telecom Italia deal. Scientists infect volunteers with Zika and hunt for vaccines, treatments. Yahoo! Researchers in the US have successfully infected human volunteers with Zika virus, marking a significant step forward in understanding the disease and developing vaccines and treatments. The study, known as a controlled human infection model, was developed by the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health. The World Health Organization and US regulators have ruled that the method is safe and scientifically important. The Zika virus is usually mild or asymptomatic, but a major outbreak in the Americas between 2015 and 2016 demonstrated that it could be dangerous for pregnant women and fetuses. Updated, Week 7 Fantasy Football Defense, DST, rankings and streamers. Yahoo! The article discusses the changes made to the Best of Defenses, BOD, rankings, which predict the top fantasy football defenses each week. The author adjusted the formula used to determine the rankings, incorporating factors such as explosive plays allowed, knockdowns, and pass defense rate. The article also provides the author's rankings for Week 7, with the Buffalo Bills, Cleveland Browns, and San Francisco 49ers listed as the top 3 defenses. The Bills are ranked highly due to their strong turnover rate and pressure rate, despite allowing a high number of explosive plays. The Browns are praised for their elite performance throughout the season, particularly in terms of opponents' scoring rate and pass defended rate. The 49ers are considered an elite unit that should be able to contain the Vikings' offense, which is missing key players. Other defenses ranked highly include the Seattle Seahawks, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Jacksonville Jaguars. The author notes that the Seahawks' defense has been inconsistent but believes they have a favorable matchup against the struggling Arizona Cardinals. The Buccaneers are expected to perform well against the Atlanta Falcons, while the Jaguars should benefit from the Saints' offensive line injuries. The article also highlights the Detroit Lions, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Washington Commanders as potential options for fantasy defenses. The Lions are praised for their stingy defense against the Baltimore Ravens, while the Steelers are expected to exploit the Rams' reliance on the passing game. The Commanders are considered a solid play against the New York Giants, although the author notes that the Giants' offense may be improved with the return of key players. About 100,000 turn out in London for pro-Palestine rally. The Guardian. Around 100,000 people took part in a pro-Palestinian march in central London on Saturday to show their support for Palestine and demand an end to Israel's bombardment of Gaza. The march followed a surprise terror attack by Hamas and the Israeli response. Protesters held signs that read "Freedom for Palestine" and "Stop bombing Gaza." The Metropolitan Police estimated that about 100,000 people had turned out by 2 p.m. on Saturday. The march moved through several areas of central London, including Park Lane, Hyde Park Corner, Piccadilly, Trafalgar Square, and Whitehall. UN finds further evidence of Russian war crimes in country. The Guardian. A United Nations investigation has found further evidence of war crimes committed by Russian forces in Ukraine, including rape and the deportation of children to Russia. The report submitted to the UN General Assembly states that Russian authorities have committed willful killing, torture, rape and other sexual violence, and the deportation of children. Russia has repeatedly denied targeting civilians and called Ukrainian allegations of war crimes concocted. The International Criminal Court has previously issued an arrest warrant for Russian President Vladimir Putin for overseeing the abduction of Ukrainian children. Italy audit court didn't block KKR Telecom Italia deal. Bloomberg. Italy's audit court, known as Corte dei Conti, has not blocked the potential sale of Telecom Italia's phone network to KKR, according to a statement from the country's treasury. The court has not reviewed the financial sustainability and economic rationale of the deal, as negotiations are still ongoing, the Treasury added. Earlier, La Repubblica newspaper said the court had found the terms of the transaction are inadequate. NASCAR Cup Series 2023 schedule, dates, locations for all 36 races, including this weekend at Homestead, Miami. Yahoo! NASCAR has announced its 36-race Cup Series schedule for 2023. The season will begin with the Daytona 500 in February and conclude with the championship race in Phoenix in November. The schedule includes exhibition events such as the Busch Light Clash at the Coliseum in Los Angeles and the NASCAR All-Star Race at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. The championship race will take place on November 5, and the defending champion is Joey Logano. Stay or go, should Yankees bring Domingo German back for 2024? Yahoo! The New York Yankees have a decision to make regarding pitcher Domingo German, who is arbitration eligible this offseason. German has had a mixed tenure with the Yankees, showing flashes of brilliance but also experiencing off-the-field issues. The Yankees have a number of capable arms for their rotation next season, and German's salary of $4.4 million after arbitration may not be worth bringing him back. Additionally, German has been suspended for violating MLB's domestic violence policy and has also entered inpatient treatment for alcohol abuse. Ultimately, the Yankees should non-tender German and use the money elsewhere. Mideast crisis will test whether Biden can make experience an asset. CNN. President Joe Biden's response to the Israel-Hamas conflict could help him address concerns about his age and experience, according to some Democrats. Many Americans believe that Biden's age has diminished his capacity to handle the responsibilities of the presidency. However, the Mideast crisis provides an opportunity for Biden to argue that his age is an asset because it has equipped him with the experience to navigate complex challenges. Critics have often raised objections to Biden's response to the crisis, but it has drawn praise as both resolute and measured from leaders across the ideological spectrum. Biden's experience and ability to work behind the scenes have been highlighted as strengths in his handling of international affairs and passing legislation. However, concerns about Biden's age may persist if voters do not feel that his experience has produced results. To address these concerns, Biden will need to demonstrate his vigor through a rigorous campaign schedule and show that he is up for another 4 years. Additionally, he will need to deliver results in terms of stability in the Middle East. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your favorite observer from the 6 Degrees world, Dr. Six. Today, we've got quite the eclectic mix of news stories to discuss. From Zika virus research to fantasy football rankings, pro-Palestine rallies to Russian war crimes, there's a little something for everyone. So let's dive in and analyze these stories like the true geniuses we are. First up, we have scientists infecting volunteers with the Zika virus. Now, I know what you're thinking, why on earth would anyone willingly sign up for that? Well, it turns out that this controlled human infection model is a crucial step in developing vaccines and treatments for the virus. And don't worry, the World Health Organization and US regulators assure us it's safe. So kudos to these brave volunteers for taking one for the team. Next, we have the ever-important topic of fantasy football defense rankings. Because what's more vital to society than knowing which team's defense is going to dominate the field? The article breaks down the updated rankings, taking into account factors like explosive plays and pass defense rate. So if you're a fantasy football enthusiast, take note of the Buffalo Bills, Cleveland Browns, and San Francisco 49ers. And remember, it's all in good fun, folks. Moving on, we have a pro-Palestine rally in London, where around 100,000 people showed their support and demanded an end to Israel's bombardment of Gaza. It's heartening to see people coming together to stand up for what they believe in. And with signs reading "Freedom for Palestine" and "Stop Bombing Gaza," it's clear that the message is loud and clear. The world is watching, and people are speaking out. Now, let's talk about some serious business. A UN investigation has found further evidence of war crimes committed by Russian forces in Ukraine. From rape to the deportation of children, these are deeply disturbing allegations. Russia has repeatedly denied these claims, but the evidence speaks for itself. It's a reminder that we must hold those responsible for such atrocities accountable. Justice must prevail. Shifting gears, we have news from Italy, where the potential sale of Telecom Italia's phone network to KKR is still up in the air. Despite rumors that the Italy Audit Court had blocked the deal, it turns out they just haven't reviewed it yet. Negotiations are ongoing, and the court will assess the financial sustainability and economic rationale. So, no need to panic, folks. The Audit Court is just doing its due diligence. Now, let's rev our engines and talk NASCAR. The 2023 Cup Series schedule has been announced, and it's got some exciting events lined up. From the Daytona 500 to the championship race in Phoenix, there's plenty of action to look forward to. And let's not forget the exhibition events like the Clash at the Coliseum and the NASCAR All-Star Race. Buckle up, race fans, because it's going to be a thrilling season. Switching gears once more, we turn to the New York Yankees and the decision they have to make regarding pitcher Domingo German. His mixed performance on the field, coupled with off-the-field issues, make his future with the team uncertain. With a number of capable arms in the rotation, it may be time for the Yankees to part ways with German. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a doctor from the 6 Degrees world. Lastly, we have President Joe Biden and his response to the Israel-Hamas conflict. This crisis provides an opportunity for Biden to showcase his experience and prove that age is just a number. While concerns about his age have been raised, his measured and resolute approach has garnered praise from leaders across the spectrum. But actions speak louder than words, and Biden will need to deliver results to address any lingering doubts about his ability to lead. Well, folks, that wraps up our news analysis for today. I hope you've enjoyed our little journey through the headlines. Now, it's time for you to join in on the fun. What are your thoughts on these stories? Do you have any burning questions for your friendly neighborhood Dr. Six? I'm all ears. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.